and just share screen. Hopefully people can see that.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, I'll get started. Welcome everyone to the archive work group meeting. I haven't got the number, but it's in the 20s, I think, or 30s maybe now, for Wednesday, the 24th of July. And I'll just give a quick preamble. Singularity Archive contains a history of the activities of SingularityNet Ambassador Program. All content is provided under open source Apache 2 license, and contributions are licensed under a Creative Commons license. And there will be a video recording of this, which I'll post as well. Our goal is to provide a collaborative platform for the SingularityNet community to share knowledge, ideas, and best practices. And we welcome contributions from anyone interested in SingularityNet, whether it's a new project, code example, or documentation. Okay, our process is basically to go through a project board, and but before we start, we review action and decision items at the beginning of the meeting, and then we go for a project board, and then we stop the recording, and that's it. Shall I hand over to you for the action and decision items, Banny?
Cool. Can you unshare? Oh no, I can share over the top of you.
I've unshared for you. So
all right, just give me a second. And right, this is the meeting summary tool, which some of you have used or seen. And what we do is just go through our action items and decisions. So I just want to, first of all, save the damn thing because I've started a new meeting summary just to make sure we don't lose it. Right, who have I missed off? Jen. Is there anybody else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well,
Who else have I missed?
Clement's just joined.
Clement, nice one. Anybody else? I can see 11 people and I've only got 10. Colleen, I've got Gorga, I've got Jenny, I've got
You're an AI.
I'll come back to it. Oh, here's
Okay.
Kateri as well. Excellent.
Hi, Clement.
Right, sorry about all that. Right, the meeting YouTube link, we always just link to the playlist, so that's all good. I will add the meeting issue in a minute, and I'll add any documents that we need to add. And let's have a look at what we've got in the way of decisions and action items. First of all, the whole open source paradigm presentation thing, Stephen, you were going to be the person who decides how we're going to present all that, and that we'll get to when we get to the board. So I think I can, well, I'm not going to remove it. I'll update it when we get to it. Governance work group paying ESSI to upload their backlog of summaries. This is actually done. So I think we can remove it as a thing, and we just need to chase Governance Guild to process the payment. Andre demoed the new docs management tool in the last meeting, so we've seen it and it's cool, and we can take it off as a decision item. Oh, whoever that is, can you mute? Also, as planned, Andre created a doc called New Summary Tool Features, and we said we would share that with Lord Kizzy, and that we'd all maybe have a look at any ideas that you have heard around the place about what improvements people might want to the tool. So I'll update that when we get to it. The video walkthrough of how to use the GitHub board has been reassigned to IO, so we'll get to that when we come to it as well on the board. The work on the archives backlog, we decided that even though the payment distribution wasn't the fairest that it could possibly be, we'll stick with it because mucking about with it would be a disproportionate amount of work. So that was a decision, and it's dealt with. We can remove it. We agreed that for the good meeting summaries task in Q3, Sukra, Clement and Onyeka will continue as the judging team. So that can be removed because it's decided. And just a reminder, we decided that we're going to have a holiday. We decided that this will be the last meeting. Oh, I put August, I should have put July. There we are. But we won't meet through August. So those meeting dates would have been the 7th and the 21st of August. So we return on the 4th of September. So this is our last meeting before September. Right, so that is decided and I can remove that. Action items. Yeah, the video walkthrough of the GitHub board. IO is assigned to it. Everyone was to add comments to the AI ethics doc asynchronously. That draft that we have, which we'll come to when we get to it on the board, we agreed that it would only stay open until this meeting. And then after that, we're going to decide how to pay the Q2 bit of it. Sorry, Q3 bit of it. Ekamini and SA, neither of whom are here, I don't think, were to liaise outside the meeting on this town hall presentation they're going to do on Ubio's work. So as far as I know, that's still in progress and we can just update the date and maybe actually update it to the 4th of September because that is when we're going to be back. Ooh, new person coming in. So yeah, I'll put that to the 4th of September as it goes. And there we go. Stephen was to decide how best to present the open source paradigm work. So we'll get to that when we get to it on the tasks. I was to create issues on the GitHub board for all the forthcoming Q3 work. And I've done that now. It wasn't done last meeting because we were still waiting to know what the budget lowering amount was, but it's actually done now, so I can tick it off. And I was to DM IO about the GitHub board walkthrough video, which we've had a chat and that's done. So I'll save that and take notes in the rest of the meeting. And that's our action items updated.
Okay, thanks, Danny. I'll go back to the project board. Should be up now. Do you want me to start with your issues, Danny, if you've got to go to the plumber maybe later?
Oh, no, it's not, there's no need. It's fine. Just do it in the normal order. It's fine.
Okay. I'm just moving things around on the screen. Well, okay, start it in the order that we have. And we have Governance Gitbook 2 up parts to this. They're both related, aren't
I mean, on this one, on both of them, there's nothing to say other than it's in progress and I'm doing my best.
Okay, that's fine.
We had, between the three of us, we had a meeting on Monday, which clarified a few things that were sticking points. So yeah, we're getting there.
For anyone who's new, what we do, we go through each issue on the board here. If there's no substantive update, we can just move on, just say it's in progress. That's why we just did that. Okay, now we're on to let's start with Andre's work on document management and tooling. Andre, any updates on this?
Yes, I just added, I noted at the bottom, yeah. I added just a little interface for testing when I add new features. And I also, when we create archival copies, I added a feature that lets it create copies of the comments in the document.
Okay. So I suppose the next step, as you mentioned here last month, would be more training and testing. So that's something to think about for August, for September. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I noticed.
Great. Yeah, go on.
I noticed this is this is an old issue actually. There's another issue that's also document management. I think we need to move this one maybe.
Can we just find that? There's tool development and then there's Q3. Okay. So that was Q2. Was that Q2 then? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was Q2. But yeah, I'll put an update in here about the testing, the thing I mentioned in the Q2, the bottom.
Right.
But testing, that's also something that needs to be done. But yeah, this is what I did.
Okay, yeah, that's more relevant. Should I close the other issue?
Yes, yeah.
And put Q2 in there. This one here. Yeah. If I put that to, is that right? Q2, because that's just covered Q2 really, isn't it? And then close it. And then sorry, I'm just moving my screen around. Okay, let's say that's done. and that's off the board. And then, so sorry, yeah, the updates are more, oh my God, document management tool in Q3, which you've just given an update there. And as you
Yeah.
say, we're going to, you've done some updates recently there, and
Yeah.
when we come back, we'll be looking at more training and testing.
Yes, yeah. I'll
Okay,
add that to the bottom now.
cool.
And then
Shall I hop on to some
Um,
of your other issues as well while we're at it? So, the tool development for July. You've
this one,
included your commits here for July, yeah?
yeah. So I added a new work group last week, I think, and there was an issue about the icon for in your browser tabs. So I updated that, and there was a bug that when it archives to the Gitbook, there was a bug. Folders was causing a bug, so I fixed that. I created a bunch of folders a while back, and there was wasn't very accurate, so it archived in the wrong place, but it's fixed now.
Cool.
So that is fixed.
Okay. Thanks for the update on the tool development. There'll obviously be one per month for this. So, then there's the two more.
Just add actually,
Sorry.
Stephen, if I can, just for those who are have been working on the backlog, that bug was the reason that your meeting summaries haven't been added to the archives yet, because it was adding them in the wrong folder, in the wrong place. So now that's fixed. I can get them all up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. The meeting summary tool redesign. Is there something in progress, Andre?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I added an issue for it today because I thought we should have one.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I added an issue for the community engagement version part of it. So we'll get to that. Sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah, this one, it's the same. But yeah, the other one's community. For this, I just basically created the base components for some of the new features that is in the document,
Right.
and created the routes. And then I noticed the navigation bar is not really mobile friendly, so I'm gonna work on that next. And then
what are the routes exactly?
the routes, it's just when you click on, so there's going to be a new template editor. So it's like, then it's a route to that component or page. So I just created all those different routes to the different components.
Cool.
And just created like blank draft components.
Right.
Now, maybe I think after I made the navigation mobile friendly, I'm going to start working on one of those components.
Right.
Some of the things that we already know what we want.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on to the you got one more, isn't there? There's we've done that one, haven't we, actually, Andre talked about it.
Yeah.
So that's
the UBO.
The UBO one, yeah.
Yes. So he recently talked in so the last thing that was research on all the different models. And I know we still needs to do a little bit of research on the execution part of using some of these models. So I think he's still busy with that.
Right. Could you update the issue for that?
Yeah.
That'd be all. Do you want me to paste it in chat, or have you got it?
No, I'll update it in the issue.
Okay.
I'll just write it there.
Cool. Okay, that's those development issues covered. Okay, open source paradigm education. I have done a draft outline. I haven't managed to do any work on it since then. Right, in addition to what's the last thing I did, I got kind of distracted by the AI ethics work. Okay, I mean, so I mean, I could do a presentation back in September, maybe, after working on it in July and August.
Yeah, I think the issue was, where is it going to be? Are we going to try and set up a dedicated meeting for it and invite people who are interested in open source? Or are we going to do it as part of a town hall? Or
Right.
do you feel like it's something that needs a bit of thought and maybe decide in September?
Yeah, I do still need to. Again, I was distracted by other stuff. So yeah, I think I need to digest this and return to it in September, if that's possible. Okay, I'll move on. Same with that's actually for June, so that's actually there should be a July one, which I need to create. I've got some work in progress on this, and we'll create the links in for July. So I'll probably need to just copy this one and create a July issue. And the same that's planned for Q3. So I've built a section in the Git book, and I need to continue building that from the LLM development. This is what that looks like. So the LLM development will divide it into these 3 sections, or there'll be a third section. So there's like an introduction, and there's a generation section that's going to be in there for auditing. That's it for those. The GitHub board video workthrough, sorry. Did you mention that in actions, or?
Yeah, I think I have actually forgotten to invite IO to our GitHub organization. So I wonder, IO, if you could just post your GitHub name in the chat. We can do that now, and then we can assign it to you. IO is still here, isn't he?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry right away.
Hi there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I just totally forgot about it. I do apologize. Because we need to unassign that from Duke.
Right,
No
okay.
problem. That's fine.
Okay. So still waiting on a GitHub account for IO, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just posted it in the chat.
I have to do that.
Oh, no, he hasn't. All right.
I
Okay,
have to
so
do
we'll
that.
have to do that at the end of the meeting.
I've just add so add IO as a I mean, you could do that as well, Vanny, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, no, I could. Thanks, IO. I've got your deets now. So yeah, I will do that as we speak.
Okay, and that should, I might come back to that because I might refresh. If you accept it during the meeting, we might be able to refresh it. So what we've got on to here, that's a September issue. Oh, that's a redesign. Is that right? This is something you created then, Vanny.
Yeah, I just created this today actually to kind of dovetail with the issue that Andre was just talking about, where he's actually doing the work of the redesign. We originally had $300 in our budget for kind of doing some kind of outreach efforts to the community and the people who use the tool to find out what changes they want. But we've had to cut that down to 100 because of budget fitting. And in that doc that Andre created, we have been collating like stuff that we hear that people have said. So if you want to open that, Stephen, just so people can get an idea.
So I'm just clicking about on my computer here. So
Okay.
there we go.
Yep. So you can see there's quite a lot of stuff already. And we've got new features that people want. We've got quality of life improvements that would make things work more smoothly. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, we've got some kind of broader questions for overall consideration. One that I do want to just flag up while I'm saying it is that one about, would we want to see more convergence on the different templates this time, or is it still of value for each work group to be different? So I think Onyeka and I will be kind of trying to find that out from people. And essay is my feature. Yeah, I did add it. So yeah, it's on the list. But yeah, that question, we did such a lot of work in the original version to ask people what kind of template they want that suits their work group. But increasingly, people are converging on the narrative template.
Mm.
And the problem that I'm finding with that when I'm approving summaries is that it makes people write things more than once. They put it in the narrative, they put it as a decision, they put it as an action item, they put it in the agenda. And it's just really repetitive, and it's not saving them any time, and it's also not saving readers of the summaries any time. So I think we might need to have a little think about how to make the templates that things are based on a little bit more effective. But yeah, if you want to go back to the issue, Stephen.
Do you think maybe more limited parameters might be more efficient?
Well, it's not really about efficiency. It's more about reflecting what people actually need to write in a meeting summary. Because we are getting quite wordy narratives that give every little detail, and I don't know if people necessarily need to do that. But if we just have decisions and action items, number one, there's still a problem that people don't generally feel that clear about the difference between the two. So that's an education thing. But also, there are sometimes things that you need to note which are not a decision and not an action item. So where do we put them? So that is what the narrative field was originally for, but it's not really getting used that way. So yeah, we just need to talk to people and kind of try and work out a way to get it so that it works more smoothly. I have noticed that some people in the community are kind of like, oh, I have to write out my meeting summary and then transfer it to the tool. And it should be easy to put it straight in. That's what we need, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, blah, blah, blah. What we have said is that we've now got $100, not 300. But should we send out a survey form and collate the input that we get? Because if people think that's a good approach, we could assign that to a couple of people now, and that you could be thinking about it over August if you wanted to, and then we could come back and actually launch it in September. What do people think? Would a survey be a way to capture this information? Because the thing is, what we wanted to do is go and talk to people one-to-one that we know use the tool quite a lot. And I don't think $100 is really enough to pay for that. So I don't know.
Well, we've got anything in chat. Jenny says yes. All the is that related to the survey?
Which are you saying, Jen? Are you talking about doing sort of creating a survey?
Yes, about the effectiveness of the meeting summary tool, right?
Mm-hmm. I just wonder,
Yes.
have you had much experience of using it? Because I think somebody would need to kind of know how it works. Yeah, as Essay says,
Yeah.
getting people to fill a survey can be, yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm not trying to say, Jen, that you shouldn't do it. I'm just like, do you feel like you have enough awareness of how the tool works, how people have been using it, what the sticking points have been?
Yes, because I am the one who like reporting the error to Andre like a couple of times.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about if we
It's
have
not
Yeah,
Sorry, it's not so much about whether you know what you find errors are. It's more about, do you have a sense of how people in general are using the tool?
yes, he says in chat,
Yeah.
talking to people one-to-one is good as well.
I know, but it's just with $100, we can't fairly compensate people for doing it. I mean, there is the option that we try and push the whole thing to Q4, but then that means Andre's not getting the input that he needs to be able to do the actual redesign. Essie, you've a
I
hand.
can.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry.
I was thinking of since we usually do review summary this thing for the month or something like that. So these people are people that have really, interacted with the tool for a very, very long time. So I think we can actually start from there to get these people's input. They are not a lot, and it's not something that could take a whole lot of time. It's just for us to ascertain the questions that I think Stephen, is it Stephen that's doing this? Whoever is doing this,
Andre.
actually Andre, sorry, can help us out with direct questions, like things that really that matters, so that we don't start swerving off, and within 2 to 3 minutes, or I say 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 1 minute, 2 minutes at most, we're
Right.
actually done with this thing. Or we could even coin it into, just like they did during the town hall yesterday on Tuesday. Yeah.
Mm.
They asked a couple of questions and we just got like feedback on the get-go. I think that's another approach that we can actually go in that regard. Because sending out surveys, like I've been trying to get people to fill out this survey, and I've been sending out reminders every single day. That is not, that's not funny. So I think that's something that that might work, in my opinion.
No, that's a really good point. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking that if you and Jen are both interested in doing this, is that, I mean, what do you think of that? Oh, sorry, Onyeka, you've a hand up.
All right. Good day, everyone. So, yeah, I second to what Ese said, because one thing I noticed about surveys is that if it's not incentivized, people won't feel the need to fill it out. So, and we have a low allocation here to work with. So, for me, doing surveys is kind of not an opinion. I'm not trying to distribute anybody's opinion here, but I'm just giving my own thoughts. So, but now we have list of those based on the bounty that we have the review team. So now we know most of the people that actually document. Now this can just, I know the allocation is not much to sustain the work that is required, but at the same time, we are already aware of those that do more documentation. So it will be easy getting those feedbacks. And opening the survey to everyone, you might get feedback from people that have not even documented before. That's also possible. So I don't know. I think getting the one-on-one feedback is kind of more feasible to me than doing a survey.
I think you're right. I mean, like I just said in the chat, targeting those who use the tool a lot is the best idea. And we know who that is because, you know, when we look at the Good Meeting Summary prizes, we can see, you know, people like Ines, people like Devon, people like you, Onyeka. You know, there's Otivo, obviously. You know, there's a handful of people who use it the most. So maybe if you're going to do one-to-ones and you're just targeting them, and as Essie said before, it doesn't have to be hugely long as we've got a clear idea of what we want to know. So another thing I think might be useful is approaching the people you're going to talk to, telling them you're going to sort of try and get a one-to-one with them and give them a bit of time to think about what they want to, you know, because if you just get them on the hoof, they'll just be like, and they probably won't think of the things they want to say. So give them some notice. But yeah, who is keen to work on this then? Because bearing in mind that the compensation isn't ideal. I mean, Essie, you've said, is that your hand up to say that, or have you got something else?
That's my hand up to say that. And you
Right.
know, I've been doing the meeting chasing and all of that. So I also have like a fair insight
Yes.
into who has been doing what and whatnot. So
Can I allocate this to essay then, or the?
I mean, yeah, I think so. And do you think you need any help with it, Essay, or would it be better for you to just crack on? I don't know.
I've just tried to briefly summarize if people disagree. So some consensus emerging that targeted one-to-one interviews may be preferable.
Yeah.
And as you say, approach participants and give them time to consider. And in the first instance, SE takes ownership of the issue.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what I would say probably is yeah, just kind of if it's assigned to Essay, if you need help, then you know who's interested. So go and ask, I guess.
Okay.
Does that feel all right to everybody rather than assigning it to like 5 people and having them get $20 each? It just feels like
Yeah,
let's give somebody a proper chunk to do it properly. And it's
Yeah.
not the biggest chunk it could be, but it's better than nothing.
yeah. Should we move on then? Let's
Yeah, yeah.
because we've achieved allocation and assignments, so I'm quite happy with that. So the where are we? Archive. That's why is that still me?
Yeah, we've already said that that's in progress.
Yeah. In
Well,
progress.
done actually.
Is it done? Okay.
Well, scroll down, and
Um,
as far as I know, this has been paid, hasn't it?
Wow. Got a lot of history. Yes, finished. Is it? Oh, no, not
Yeah.
paid.
Yeah, this you can see the last thing I added the paid tag.
Yeah,
right.
that's what I thought. So this should probably. Oh no, I know what it is. We were going to keep it open until the last 3 months were finished, and I think they are because it was Gorga, Clement, and Jen. And Jen, you had one out. Oh, it's interesting actually. We had one outstanding issue where the wrong video had been uploaded to
Yeah.
YouTube, and it just showed the difference between archives and other work groups.
Does that mean
Slate's
Peter?
take.
Does that mean Peter was
What?
celebrating? Does that mean Peter wasn't celebrating the right?
Oh no, that's a different thing. You've
Okay.
stolen my thunder. I was going
Okay.
to say that in a minute. No, but where they'd got the wrong meeting video up, and I approached Slate to change it, and his attitude was, well, it's not really current, so we don't really want to add it. We'll just add it as a kind of private view, and you can link to that in the archives, an unlisted video. And it just felt to me like we care about like whether it's accurate archival information and they care about whether it's current, and that just kind of summarized the difference between our two work groups. But it's brilliant because they have added it as an unlisted video, so Jen is going to be able to link to that in her summary, and that's that. No, but the other thing, Gorga, I wondered if you wanted to speak about what happened, what you found with that one where the numbering was wrong, or do you want me to say it?
Go for it. Sorry, I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Gorga, are you there? Do you want to say anything, or can you not come off mute? I think he can't come off mute. Yeah, so Gorga was doing, I can't even remember when it was, but we discovered that, when we have the numbering of this is town hall number blah blah, and it was actually the wrong number. So whenever it was, when we all celebrated, ta-da, this is town hall number 100, it actually wasn't. It was town hall number 101. So
101. Okay. And but I think it has a ring to it though, doesn't it? And
but it's it is interesting when you look back into the backlog what you find. So
okay, so
but
paid
anyway,
and paid and done that one.
yeah, so just checking, everybody has finished, haven't they? Or are we just waiting on that one from you, Jen?
Okay.
Jen, are you there?
Yeah. I will add it like right now. I'm so sorry. I'm distracted by like reading our GitHub board. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. I was just thinking maybe we shouldn't
Thank you.
close it until it's definitely done. So, Stephen, can we leave that issue open until Jen's done that one and I've actually uploaded them to the archive? Because otherwise it might get forgotten about.
Find it.
You can search.
Well,
Filter
could
by
you open
keyword.
that for me because I can't do.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, I'll do it.
Where are we? Let's see. Okay. Q1, is this open because it has some
Yeah.
standing or
Yes, we said we'd keep it open until all the issues are done. So yeah.
okay. Archive workgroup button, shouldn't that be closed?
No, that's what I'm saying. We leave it open until all of the issues under it are closed.
Okay, I was what you're talking about, the Q1, this one here.
Yeah, we leave it open until it's all finished.
Okay. Okay, education and training documents for Q3.
This is actually done, and I just didn't close it because I wanted to close it in the meeting. Onyeka and I did some education and training for documenters at the end. Actually, it was towards the end of June, so it was done in Q2, but it's paid in Q3. So I think we've paid Onyeka his share, and mine's going to go in the next fund request. Is that right, Andre?
Yes, when we do for that month, when we do that accumulated fund request,
Yeah.
I did tag it partially paid, so that
Yes.
I'm aware of it.
All right, so it could actually be moved to done, couldn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done. Okay. Then where are we? Comms and publicity.
No, you've missed a couple. Town hall session on UBO's
All
work
right.
on AI tooling. We still
Okay.
need to look at that.
Okay, so Sassy then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any updates?
Yes, so the presentation is almost ready. It's just for me to look over it and just prep up for presentation in the next town hall. That's by next week. And I'll also share with you the presentation by, let's say, tomorrow, when I'm certain that it's all good from my end, and then you can go over it, and if it's okay, then we can have a presentation next week during the town hall session.
The only thing is that the next week's town hall session is work group updates, so there won't be time. So it might have to go to the 6th of August.
All right, that's not a problem. But I can check in with Peter is here, so you can give an update if that's possible or not. So yeah, we can do it on the 6th as well. So that's no problem. That's
Okay.
where we are at.
Cool. Okay, no, what were we work group with? Taxonomy project Q2.
Yeah, this is lagging a bit. I need to apologize to people. I think I said the same, but I am thinking maybe we just try and get our heads down and get it done in August, if people are all right with that, because we don't need meetings to be able to finish it. And it will mean that I will maybe be able to get it ready by the end of this month. Is that all right with everyone?
Okay, so complete asynchronously in August. That's the
Yeah.
moment.
And then we can get it done and get it paid. Good.
Okay, so just trying to pay comms publicity within the work group. Q3. Oh, this is this social media publicity.
No, this is the ongoing, like as it says, comms and publicity within the work group.
Okay.
Clues in the title. So this is when you get a DM from Onyeka going, oh, the meeting's today, it's going to be about this.
Okay.
Be nice to see you there. So yeah, it's just ongoing, isn't it? Is there any issues that you want to bring up, Onyeka, or is it all going smoothly?
Nope, it's going smoothly for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I see it. So it's just to cover that activity for the Q3. So that goes into September then.
I suppose I'm just thinking that there's a couple of new people here today, so it might be worth just checking what is your Discord name, if we don't know, because we might not be able to find you. So I'm thinking Tife, maybe. And is there anyone else that we don't normally see? Yeah,
So-
Tife, what's your Discord name if you would like a reminder about future meetings? Stick it in the chat and then we'll know.
Okay. So yeah, as Spanish says, stick your Discord name in the chat if you need to be added to.
Yeah,
And
it's real.
We can't hear you, you're breaking up.
Okay, I'm going
a
to do
bit.
it.
okay, cool.
Okay, nice one.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to Sukra here. Good meeting summaries. Is this the Prizes, right, okay. Is Sukra here?
I think Sukra had to hop off. Oh no, she's still here.
If you could
This is
talk, Sukra,
Q3.
or if not, you can post in chat.
I mean, we had to do a bit of budget fitting on this one. In Q2, we had 6 prizes. We can't afford that, so we've had to do only 3.
Right,
So it'll be 1 a month. And I think this can still go on through August, even though we're not meeting. And we've actually included some budget for like whoever writes the announcement to actually post it. So yeah.
okay, so this is to incentive for anyone who's new. This is to incentivize basically good meeting summaries. So to give prizes to people who've done a great job in summarizing their meetings and to engage with people on that basis. And we did it previously and it seemed to work well. And we're now going to do it for Q3, or Sukra's owning the issue on that. So yeah, it's all in progress basically, yeah.
I mean, just for the log, just for the issue, when is the next one you're going to announce? Are you going to do one for the end of July or?
Yeah, there will be one at the end of July.
Nice.
We'll have the call this week to decide on that.
Okay, cool. And do you think, even though we're not meeting, do you think you're going to do one in August as well, like towards the end of August?
Yeah, that's possible.
Nice. Okay, because I just think, can you add that to the issue, Stephen? Because we're not going to meet, so we're not going to actually sort of check on it. And then in September, we can come back and check on the final one.
The prize will also
Essie in the chat going, pick me.
be awarded in August. Okay. So yeah, so it's quite a straightforward process, I imagine, is it? Or I'm not sure.
Well, you'd think, but
yeah,
there's a lot of people who can no longer win because they've already won once. And as we
double
said
jeopardy.
before, there's not that many people who do regular meeting summaries. So,
right.
you know.
So maybe we have to reconsider it next time. Something.
Oh, that's a point, actually. Are you resetting? As in, somebody who won in Q2 can win again in Q3, or are we not doing that?
Yeah, that was the idea. So for those that won last quarter, they have the opportunity to compete again for this quarter.
Okay, cool.
Okay. For those who win, okay, right, okay, that's it. I'll just put that there as it's quite an interesting bit of information. May win again. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. But that's all to incentivize and engage people, as I said. So where are we? Is this in progress or
we've already said that this is in progress.
In progress. Okay. Same with the okay, sorry, because my issues are reordering. Okay, moving on to guidelines for how to make a document community owned. And the last updates, there's a draft document. Shall I open that?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, and so it's been open to comments, Danny, yeah?
Yeah, Colleen has already dipped in and made quite a few cool comments, but it's still open for other people. What we're trying to do here is think about, obviously Andre is working on a process of how we open source documents that are added through meeting summaries. You know, when in that section where you can add the relevant documents in your meeting. And, you know, there is a difficulty sometimes that when those are owned by lots of different people, you know, people delete things, they close comments, and so the document is constantly changing, and it's just how do we manage that until we've got the system Andre's working on completely up and running. And also some of the issues raised in it are kind of perpetual anyway. So even when that system is working, we might want to look at things like consent to archive. You know, should we be saying in meetings to people, if a document that they wrote is mentioned, do we need to say, oh, just so you know, by mentioning it and you're giving your consent to archive it. Do we need to look at things like, can you maybe go to these sections, Stephen? Can you maybe go to document title? Do we need to think about what the titles of documents in this ecosystem are a bit random? Do we need to give any guidance on that? And do we need to think about emphasizing that when people add something to a meeting summary, they should add the actual title that it's called? Because often they don't, and then it's a little bit confusing. Things like attribution, that's an issue that is going to be an issue regardless of the process we use. People who comment in a doc arguably have part authorship of it. So with this particular doc, Colleen's commented, she's partly the author of this doc. So if we wanted to give it a Creative Commons license, I would say that Colleen should be in it as well. But, you know, there's a lot of interesting issues in there. So if you have any interest in how we manage documents, which dovetails, I think, with our open source ethos and with the whole question of how we archive and what we archive, jump in, have a read and make some comments. We'll keep it open through August and maybe come back and have a look at it in September.
Do you think this could be more apply elsewhere, Vanny, in our context?
How do you mean in other
As a
outside of the ambassador program?
No, outside the archive work group. So
I mean, I think it is probably cross-program. Yeah, there are things here that we don't just think we should do in the archives group. We kind of want to encourage everyone to do. One of the ones that I'm banging on about a lot is if you just scroll to the top of this doc, Stephen, the very top, you see, no, the very, very top, you see how we've got a header? No,
Yeah.
the top. There you
yeah,
go. You see how we've got a header that says who created it, when, which account owns it. This is really useful. The number of times that I see documents, I've no idea because I can't see the version history when it was started. And if comments are not open, I can't even see who owns it. So it's just useful. And I don't, you know, I really am not keen on telling other groups what they should do, but I just think it's a good idea. And if we tried to spread that around,
is that just a header?
it would
or...
help. Yeah.
Okay.
And like when Andre comes to like manage documents, you can pass that header, I
Right.
think.
Okay. And if it's a standard format, then it's
Yeah.
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 Okay. That's great. So I'll just thanks for the updates on that, Vanny. And it's in progress.
Yep.
Okay, AI ethics policy for the archives.
Really similar ideas. We've had a doc open for a while. I just had a look. We had an idea that we would pay can you scroll down to the bottom, please?
I'm just trying to find the document.
Okay.
So
But we don't really need to look at the document just now.
Okay.
Okay, so originally we said we were going to pay contributing to the doc and kind of editing and producing an actual policy. We can't afford that. So I reckon in this quarter, we are paying $100 to those who have chipped in and commented. And as far as I can see, that is Colleen, Jen, Martin Socky, Clement, and me, but I don't particularly, I'll waive the payment. Gorga did comment, but it was only like proofreading comments and most of them weren't correct. So I don't want to be harsh, but I sort of think maybe that shouldn't be paid. Don't know what everybody thinks. I'm sorry, Gorga, I don't want to be unfair, but it wasn't a contribution to the actual content of the document. So I was thinking that then leaves us with 4 people who've added commentary. And since we've got $100, 25 quid, $25 a person. And then we'll look at who is actually going to work on editing and writing the policy in quarter 4. I feel like I've been a bit harsh to you, Golga. I'm really sorry, but I don't know if there's anything you want to say.
Okay.
But I am thinking, like, do we want to think now about who would be interested in actually being the writers and kind of trying to smoosh all these comments together and come up with something? Do we want to start thinking about that now, even though it won't be paid until Q4? Or should we leave it until Q4?
Maybe reprise it after the holidays or the.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. This is the archives Git book issue for. That's the update issue, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, that's July and we're getting there.
Yeah. So that's just there to record what summaries and stuff and progress has been made. Budget-free issue is just to record activities related to Q3 budget, yeah.
We could
So-
actually add a link to I'll do it after the meeting, add a link to our finished budget fitted budget. Nice one.
And then we have chasing up missing meeting summaries. This is now a quarterly issue, yeah. Is this
Yeah, this is the Q3 issue. This is
right? So is it like just to summarize the issues underneath it? Is that right?
how do you mean?
It's just to hold the individual meeting summary issues underneath it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's in progress. Updates to the ambassador Git book for Q3. Sukra?
Lucas had to hop off, but yeah, I mean it's an issue. We've got money for it in Q3 and
It's ongoing.
yeah.
And that's to look out particularly for any substantive information related to the overall ambassador program, yeah.
Set things that we update, so
Yeah. And then there's
This last one we can actually delete because I made a Q3
right. Okay, I can do that. Let's see. But people need to look away because you're not supposed to be able to delete issues, but I have the power to do it. That's the okay. So that is the end of the board. Just quickly check chat. Okay, I'll just stop share and unless there's anything else, I can stop the recording.